Welcome and welcome back to my channel, Boomzibi Beauty. If you are new to my channel, my name is Juliana. You are highly welcome to today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to be trying the brand called Slay Ready Cosmetics. So while they are not new to me, I was never swayed to get any of their palettes. In fact, I was never swayed by anything really until I saw one of their latest palettes. And that palette is the Sunset Evolutions palette. So this is the inside of the palette. When I saw this palette, I was so excited. I went on their website, checked out what they were offering, but they were so expensive. Eventually I got a deal through Facebook and I was finally able to get my hands on the palette. So this is the palette I'll be trying on my eyes today. I think I'll definitely be using the Shimmer Down palette as well. This is an all shimmer palette and it is beautiful and gorgeous. This is the inside of the palette. So I deliberately did not have my eyes done in this intro because I want us to find out about this brand, you know, at the same time. I'm so looking forward to using it. I've not tried shadows. I've not used it during the week like I would normally do. I want to find out, you know, how the palettes perform. And then the third one I got is the Icebreaker palette. I think this is a collaboration with somebody called Ryan Marie. I don't know who she is, but this is the inside of the Icebreaker palette. I don't think I'm going to be using this one at all today. I'm going to be sticking to the Sunset Evolutions and the Shimmer Down palette. Now let's get into it. Alright, my eyes are primed. Because I've never used this brand before, I've got all sorts of brushes. So it's not about the amount or the cost of the brushes, it's about what type of brushes. So I have different kind of brushes. I've got like packing brushes, I've got light and fluffy brushes, and I've got like dense packing brush. So because I don't know, you know, what the formula is going to be like. It might be like a light kind of formula, or formulas you have to pack on, I don't know. So, and I don't know whether to use a light shades first or the, you know, the darker shades first. So we're just going to go with the flow, but I am prepared and ready for whatever the formulas feel like. I also have a combination of Plouise base in Rumor 3 and Rumor 2 on my eyes. I mixed it together to get this kind of shade, just in case I need the shadows to pop more. I don't know, but I mixed it. Normally I would use Rumor base 3 for most of my looks really, but I'm mixing it today. Alright, the colors that kind of like pop into my head really, it's the blues, the pink, and the purple down here. I think I want to mix those together. I don't know what the look is going to turn out, but I know I want to keep it simple because we're just testing the formula today. So that's what I'm going to be doing: blues, pink, and purple. I'm tempted to use the red, but I'm going to stay away from it. Alright, I think I'm going to put this purple in my crease first, and possibly blend it out with this pink and add the blue somewhere, but I would mention the names as I use them and tell you what colors they are. So remember, it's the blues and the pink and purple down here. I don't know, I might mix with a little bit of orange just to give you some sort of effect, but I will tell you as I'm using the shades. Alright, starting with the purple, it's called Dusk, and I'm going to put that right in the center of my crease. So just kind of laying that down. This brush is slightly stiffer than I want for this. It's also good because it's going to stop the control the shadows, and basically you won't let it get out of hand. So it's kind of like keeping it in where I want it to stay. So I'm just packing on that purple shade. Okay, brought you a little bit closer just so you can see better. Alright, I think I like that for now, so I'm going to blend it out with the pink. Okay, I changed my mind and think I'm going to try the orange to blend it out. So if that's too dark, I'm going to go for this lighter one. The orange is called Sunset. I'm just going to kind of lay that down on the edge. So it's slightly too dark, but I'm going to follow through, then swap to that lighter orange. Now I'm going for the lighter orange, and that shade is called Daybreak. See, I love the shade of this one. Can you see the tone? It's actually almost neon. It's almost neon orange, but I love the tone. Alright, going back to that purple, I am gonna kind of like blend it in with the orange, and then going back to that darker orange, I'm taking that back on the edge. I'm gonna start kind of like blending gently now. So literally just a little tiny bit. You know me, you know I don't love to blend too much, so I'm literally just kind of like fading away the edges of the purple. You know, today is actually the coolest day in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, and today is a working day. Today's Wednesday. Normally I film on the weekend, but when I saw the temperature, I thought this might be my only chance for another 2 weeks. So yeah, I'm doing my eyes today. So going back to the lighter orange, the neon like one. And besides, I've waited long enough to use this palette, so I can't wait any longer. Wow, I love the blend of that, and I love the shade. Definitely do. Okay, I think that's good for now. I don't know what I want to do for the rest of my face. I think I might put the blue in the inner corner. I'm going for this blue in my inner corner. So the blue is called Cloudy. I'm just gonna lay that right here. I don't know where this look is going, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm blending it into the purple. Looks like a very bad idea. That's what we are doing. Alright, that blue is slightly darker than I was expecting, so I'm kind of gonna mix it with white. Might be a terrible idea, but yeah, I think I'm gonna lay white just over it. Yeah, I think that's brightening it right up. The white is called Blank. Yeah. Okay, that's so much better. And then going back to the blue, but I'm only putting it right here. I'm not taking the blue in my inner corner again because it's too dark over there, so I'm just kind of like blending it right there with the purple. I said I wasn't gonna do a complicated look, and here we are again. Alright, for my lower lid, I'm gonna go with this blue. Possibly put this in the beginning and then put this towards the end of my lower lid. So starting from the lower lid. And then now to the darker blue, which is called Blue Moon. So I'm just stamping on my lower lid. I'm sort of taking that blue in the form of like a V, but not too much of a V, just to kind of give it a little bit of definition and pull my eyes upwards, because I've got hooded eyes, deep set eye, you name it, I've got everything. I mean, look at the space, and if I close my eyes, it's kind of like all folded up, so this sort of like helps kind of lengthen my eye shape, if you like. I'm gonna kind of like meet it up with the purple, just like that. But I'm not going to overpower that purple because I do like the purple. So it's just the edge that is blue, and it helps that this brush is quite stiff, so I can kind of like build my shape very easily. Alright, now that I've got the shape, I think I'm going to put all over my lid that purple, but I'm changing my brush to a slightly fluffier one, because remember the first one I used to apply was very stiff, so this one is kind of softer. And if it doesn't work, I will swap to the stiffer one, especially towards my lash line. So this softer one is kind of like better in terms of blending it with the blue. Swapping to the stiffer one, I'm going to use that towards my lash line as mentioned. It's just better application and better pigmentation with like a sort of packed brush, if you like, because this is like this kind of brush is good to kind of stamp down colors. Alright, this purple, even though there is kickback in the pan, is not giving me any fallout, so which is good. Yeah, that's what we love to see. And then finally, I'm just gonna start creeping that blue shade a little bit higher on my lid, because remember I've got hooded eyes, so I need to be able to see my shades a little bit higher up. So I'm kind of laying it down a little bit over the orange, but I'm going to bring the orange back. But I like to be able to see my, can you see? That's better because I've got fold up here. So when I close my eyes, I don't want the blue to completely disappear. Alright, swapping again to purple, but with the same brush I picked the blue with. So it's what it's going to do is sort of mix the blue and purple together. to give me like an in-between shade. Finally, I'm just gonna reduce the blue in my inner corner just a little bit by bringing the purple like closer to the blue right there. So it leaves a little, but the purple kind of more or less defines my eye, if you like, and I'm leaving the blue to give some sort of highlight. So that is the matte application for now. I'm going to catch up with this eye and I'll be right back. Alright, this is the eye look I've ended up with, so we're just going to do it. So for my glitter glue, I'm using JD Glow stock, and the shimmer shade I'm going to be using is going to be from the Shimmer Down palette. So I'm using this shade here, which is like silver grey, I can't quite tell. This white over here, and then this kind of, is this sea blue? I'm just going to swatch the shades I'm going to be using. So this one, the white one, and as well as this one right there. So these are the three shades, and this is what the swatch like. So that white is kind of got a little bit of pink in it. So those are the shades. They're quite beautiful, these three shades, and very pigmented as well. Alright, for the inner corner I'm going with the blue, and for my inner corner, my lower lid, I'm going for that one. Starting with the white shade first, I'm putting that right in the center of my inner corner right there. I'm not going to extend it too far back into my lower lid because I want the blue one to go there. Wiping off that same brush and picking up the blue. I think I already picked up too much. Just going to try and layer it down. Yeah, can you see that? That is beautiful. So it's like a sea green or sea blue, whichever way you want to call it. So it's like a sea blue shade. And I'm putting that in my inner corner. Going back to that white, I'm going to blend the two together just right at the center where they meet. And now I'm going for this on the most part of my lid. So using my fingers, first of all, I'm going to use that to pat down. Can you see how beautiful that shimmer is? And the thing about that JD Glow glitter glue is that it dries quickly. So literally this is not really depending on or relying on the glitter glue. It's just laying down on my lid. So at least the shades I use today, they don't really need a glitter primer. But for someone like me with oily lids and folded lid, yeah, I definitely need every little help I can get. Alright, I'm going with a black shimmer called Fierce. I'm just going to use that to blend on the outer part of my lid, just so that it kind of like blends more into that purple. I'm going to override it with the liner anyway. I'm going with a brush with that silver shimmer. I'm going to use that for precise application on my crease. I'm just going to use that to slightly shape in my crease as I usually do. Now going back to a little bit of the white, I'm going to blend that into the silver shade. Alright, just like that. Alright, the real work is the liners now. Hopefully I can match it to this. So I bought 3 liners, but I'm going to be using 2 today. I'm going to be using the purple and the red liner. So this is what the purple liner looks like, and the tip of these liners are so good. Almost, you can almost not make mistakes. Can you see? So it's stiff, but it's flexible at the same time. I'm starting with the purple. So I'm gonna start like almost at the center of my lid, so not at the beginning of my lid, at the center, right there. And I'm gonna take it right up and blend into the shadow. And now that I've got that down, I'm going to now apply it on all the lower part of my lid. So I'm not taking it too far back because it's slightly lighter than the shadow itself. Okay, now that I've got that down, I'm now going to creep it a little bit in the front. So it's better to kind of take it a step at a time, not to make a mistake. Alright, taking that same liner, I am going to form my crease. So I'm starting from like around here. I'm not really taking it to the inner part of my eye, so right at the middle. meet it with this right here. So meeting it up with the one on my lash line. Honestly, these are so good and very precise. Alright, so even though I've kind of like joined it at the end, I don't really want that purple, like I said, because it's slightly lighter. I don't want that to be showing on my outer edge, so I'm going to kind of like blend it out with the purple I initially used, the purple shadow, and then mix that back with the blue. Don't know why I can never do a simple look. This was supposed to be a very simple look. So far so good, it's not cracking or anything like that, so which is good. And then finally I'm going with the red liner, so I'm shaking it and I'm going to put that right on top of the purple one. So I'm just going to follow through the same thing I did. So again, starting right in the center. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm now going to creep it to the front. Yeah. And then follow through, just like I have over here. So literally laying it on the purple. And then same thing on my crease. So starting from the center. Right, the red is pretty much the same now. I'm now going to use the purple to correct where I went a little bit too far. Now going over it with the purple. Yeah, I kind of actually laid over the red. I'm really impressed. Okay, I think they are pretty much the same now. I just have to wait for it to dry. Alright, that's pretty much the look. So I'm going to apply my waterline liner and my lashes, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back with the finished look. So this is what we have. Okay, so to finish up my look, I have Mcgrath lipstick in Forbidden Love on my lips, and this is what it looks like on my skin. And on my waterline, I've got Plouise and paint in Limelight, so that's what it looks like. So those are the things I used to complete my look. For my lashes, it took me forever to apply. So my lashes are from It's Bell Cosmetics, and this is a close-up of the look. So don't mind my lashes, it's been a long time I applied lashes and it just seems like I've forgotten everything. But this is the look up close. Alright, let's talk about everything I used. Okay, let's start from the liner. So I never swatched the blue liner, I'm just gonna do that. So this is what the blue looks like. I did use just the purple and the red. They are really good. If you are struggling with liners, applying liners either for graphic looks or for wing liner or whatever, she has all sorts of colors, try this one. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. It's almost foolproof. And as you saw the mistake I made earlier when the red went a little bit all over the place, and I laid down the purple again and it covered the red. It's absolutely amazing, this I can tell you. And the liners are kind of almost waterproof. If you kind of put your hand under a tap, they are waterproof, but if you kind of apply pressure, especially with a white, then they will eventually come off. But it takes a long time for them to come up. They are so good. At least this I have tested. So I'm not going to swatch the palettes in this video because I don't want it to be unnecessary too long, especially if you're just here for the look. But just a little bit about the palette. It is absolutely amazing. You saw me use the dark colors, the purple, the blue. I mean, they blended perfectly. There was no fallout on my skin. There was a little tiny little bit of kick up in the pan, but that's about it. It never fell onto my skin, which I quite appreciate. I mean, most of the shimmers in this palette are actually glitter. I think there's only just 3 regular shimmers, I think, which, I mean, you'll find out in the swatch video. But as for the mattes I've used today, I love them. And I kind of off camera, I used a little bit of the pink, this one, just a tiny little bit I used on my lower lash, and every shade was just so beautiful. You saw me blend the orange over the purple and then into the purple again. It was just beautiful. And I'm lazy with my blending. I'm not the type to kind of blend forever, so I literally just lay down. I didn't do much work, but it turned out so beautifully, almost like I had done more work than I did. So yeah, I love this palette. And also, by the way, this is what I actually use as my highlighter. I mixed this shade, this kind of golden shade, I mixed it with this orange shade. This shade is beautiful. Just watch out for the short video. This is beautiful. So I could use the combination of that and that for my highlighter, and that's what I have on my cheeks, a little bit on my nose, and the ridge of my nose and my chin. All right, as for the shimmer palette, you know, I love a shimmer palette, and I've always wanted a big massive shimmer palette like this, so I was so excited when I saw this palette on our website. For today's look, I used, well, three shimmers. So it was this one in the central, this green one, as well as the white one, and they were absolutely beautiful. I almost didn't need a glitter primer, like I said, but for me, I always kind of feel extra safe when I use a glitter primer because of my folded deep inset eyes, those sort of things, you know, with my eyes. So I always kind of feel safer or more comfortable when I use a glitter primer. But in terms of the performance, it didn't need any glitter glue or wetting to kind of get really wet and shiny looking. The only one that I would say is kind of like a satin shade is the white shade. So that's kind of not got the pizzazz, you know, you'll be looking for. But as for the other two, they are shiny, they are beautiful. They definitely don't need a glitter primer. Right, the only downside to this palette are the prices. They retail for about $50 to $55, which is quite pretty steep. But I do understand, because I remember when PMB started as well, our palettes were very expensive. I mean, the only time I could even look at anything was when she had a sales. And it's the same with this. I couldn't buy it at full price. Never. You know, if not for the discount I got from Facebook, I would not have bought the palette. I just kept on watching the brand. I had them on my notification list, you know, for when they have a sales or whatever. Right now, as I'm filming, I believe she still has a 28%. I believe it's 28%. I can't remember, but she does have a sale at the moment, which I've got some more things because I just enjoy the bit I've used. Alright, you might say, if I haven't used the palette, how do I know it's going to be good for me to order more? I went by this setting spray, so I used this during the week. It's called Stay Put Setting Spray. So I used it during this week. The brand is a black-owned brand. I can't remember if I mentioned that in the beginning. And it's a woman-owned. So she does her foundation and all sorts on her website. But I didn't get a foundation first time around. I only got the setting spray because I like the foundation I use at the moment. But I'm always hunting for good setting spray. So I got this and I used it during the week. You know how hot it has been in UK. At the end of the day, I was cooking, so I was sweating. So I just thought, okay, it's the end of the day. I can wipe off my makeup now. So I used the kitchen towel to kind of to absorb the sweat. So on the kitchen towel, it had like a brownish stain. So I thought everything had wiped off. I didn't look at the mirror or anything. I thought it had all gone. And then I looked in the mirror much later. It did not move. As in, yeah, the sweat came off and the kitchen towel was kind of brownish with the color of my foundation. But the foundation itself, my powder, everything, my look did not move. I was shocked. I've never seen anything like that. Normally, if I sweat or it's raining, I kind of wait for my skin to dry with my usual products that I use. I wait for my face to dry up and then maybe dab and then put powder. But this one, I did not wait for it to dry up. I just kind of like put tissue, and I'm telling you, it stayed put. As a, not even a joke. I was shocked. I've never experienced that before. So when I saw that sale, based on this I've used, oh no, I just went. I bought a, she's got like a blush palette, so I got that. I cannot wait to get my hands on that blush palette. It's beautiful. I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen. Absolutely beautiful, but they're just so pricey. So with the 28% sale, oh, I just had to go for it. So verdict again, this palette that I used today, absolutely I approve all the way, and I hope she comes out with more palettes. She's actually got like little zodiac sign kind of palette, but I'm waiting for extreme sales on those ones. The ones like the ones that first struck my eyes. It was really this one, this blue one was the one that struck my eyes first. and then followed by the shimmer one. So yeah, I absolutely approve if you can get your hands on this brand, honestly, or any of their products. She's also got like skincare. I've not looked into that yet because, you know, I've got the ones I'm using at the moment, but she's got a lot of things on her website. Foundation, this is not sponsored, by the way. I bought all my stuff. She doesn't know who I am, but I absolutely enjoyed everything I've used from her so far, to the point that, like I said, I've ordered more. But yeah, check her out. She's got foundation, concealer. Oh, I also got concealer. Yeah, I did get concealer from her. So this is the hydrating concealer. So she has a matte concealer and she has hydrating one. So I got an hydrating concealer. I was gonna buy the 20ml foundation in my shade, but she was out of stock and I didn't want to risk buying a full bottle and find out I didn't like it. Yeah, so these products are waterproof and they are extremely good. Even a powder is waterproof. I've ordered translucent shade because I don't know, I just think that would go with anything. So I cannot wait for those ones to arrive because, I mean, I just love what I've used so far. So overall, do I recommend? Absolutely yes. Check out our website, check out our Instagram or TikTok. She's all over social media. You can check out the brand. But yeah, I've enjoyed everything I bought from her. Alright guys, that's the end of this video, and I hope you've enjoyed this look I created and you've enjoyed trying out Slay Ready Cosmetic with me. If you have enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you on this platform. And until next time, I'll see you.